A husband drags his pregnant wife into an abandoned warehouse and begins whipping her mercilessly while his mistress stands beside him, filming every moment with a cruel smile on her face. He thinks no one will ever find out. He thinks she's completely alone. But what he doesn't know is that the woman bleeding on that cold floor is the daughter of the most powerful crime boss in the entire city. And her mother has already traced the emergency signal and is racing toward them at this very moment. This is a story of brutality, rescue, and a courtroom verdict that will the entire city. Tell us in the comments what time you're watching and where you're from. We love hearing from you. The warehouse had been forgotten by time. Rust ate through every metal beam. Broken windows let winter wind scream through the hollow space. The concrete floor was stained with oil and years of industrial decay. This place had swallowed secrets before. Tonight, it would try to swallow another. Marcus Valdez unlocked the heavy door with a key that shouldn't exist. The metal groaned as he shoved it open, revealing darkness that seemed to breathe. He grabbed his wife Alina's arm and yanked her inside. She stumbled, her pregnant belly throwing off her balance. Her breath came in frightened gasps. "Marcus, please," she whispered. "What are you doing?" He didn't answer. His grip tightened until pain shot up her arm. Behind them, his girlfriend Vanessa Cruz followed slowly, her heels clicking against concrete. She held her phone up, already recording. A smile twisted across her face, cold, satisfied, cruel. Alina's legs trembled as Marcus dragged her to the center of the warehouse. The single bulb overhead cast shadows that danced like demons across the walls. He released her suddenly. She fell hard onto her knees, her hands slapping against the freezing floor. She looked up at him, searching desperately for the man she'd married. She found only emptiness. Marcus walked to a metal locker in the corner. The hinges screamed as he pulled out a leather whip, the kind used on animals. He wrapped one end around his fist, testing its weight. The leather hissed as it slid through his fingers. "No," Alina breathed. "Marcus, no, please, the baby." Vanessa stepped closer with her phone. "Make sure you teach her properly," she said, her voice dripping with venom. "She needs to understand her place." "You refuse to sign the divorce papers," Marcus said coldly. "You refuse to walk away quietly. This is what happens when you don't listen." The first strike came without warning. The whip cracked through the air and struck Alina's back. She screamed, a sound so raw it echoed off every wall. Pain exploded through her body like fire. She collapsed forward, curling protectively around her belly. "Again," Vanessa urged, zooming in with her phone. "She needs to learn." Marcus raised the whip higher. Alina tried to crawl away, her fingers scraping uselessly against the rough concrete. There was nowhere to go. The warehouse was a prison with one exit, and Marcus blocked it. The whip came down again, and again. Each strike left burning lines across her back. Alina's world narrowed to nothing but pain and the desperate need to protect her unborn child. Her hand found her wrist, where a delicate bracelet sat, a gift from her mother. Trembling fingers, she pressed the hidden emergency button 3 times. The signal was sent. Vanessa laughed as she filmed. "Count them," she said. "I want to remember every single one." Marcus struck her again. Alina's vision blurred. Blood seeped through her torn clothes. She tasted copper in her mouth. Her body shook violently, but she kept her arms wrapped around her stomach, shielding the life within. The blows continued. 10, 20, 30. Alina's screams grew weaker. Her consciousness flickered. But through the haze of agony, one thought remained. Hold on, just hold on. Then above them something changed. The sound of engines roared outside, multiple vehicles screeching to a stop, heavy footsteps pounding toward the warehouse. Marcus froze, the whip raised for another strike. Vanessa's smile vanished. "What?" The warehouse door exploded inward. Light flooded the darkness like lightning. Tactical flashlights cut through the shadows, turning the warehouse into blazing daylight. Through the doorway, a figure appeared that made Marcus's blood turn to ice. Isabella Morty, the city's most feared crime boss, stepped inside with the calm of a predator. Behind her came 24 armed men in tactical gear, moving with military precision. Their boots hit the concrete like thunder. "Step away from my daughter!" Isabella's voice was quiet, but it carried the weight of absolute authority. Each word was a death sentence waiting to be pronounced. Elena lifted her head weakly. "Mama," she sobbed. Marcus stumbled backward, the whip falling from his trembling hands. It hit the floor with a sound like a gunshot. Vanessa tried to run, but two guards blocked her instantly. She screamed as they grabbed her arms. "I didn't do anything," Vanessa shrieked. "I was just recording." A guard ripped the phone from her hands. "Then you recorded your confession." Isabella walked straight to Elena, her men parting like water. She knelt beside her daughter, and for one moment her iron mask cracked. Her hands shook as she touched Elena's face. "I'm here, baby. You're safe now." Elena collapsed into her mother's arms, sobbing. Every wall she'd built to survive shattered all at once. Isabella stood slowly. She turned to face Marcus with eyes that promised unspeakable things. "You made a fatal error in judgment. You hurt my daughter, and you gave me all the evidence I need to destroy you." Two guards grabbed Marcus's arms, forcing them behind his back. Handcuffs snapped into place. "Marcus Valdez, you're under arrest for attempted murder of a pregnant woman, aggravated assault, and conspiracy." Marcus's face went white. "You're Isabella Morty," he whispered. Yes," Isabella said coldly, "and you just signed your death warrant." Paramedics rushed in with a stretcher. They moved quickly, checking Elena's vitals, wrapping her in thermal blankets. Their voices were soft and professional. Isabella walked beside the stretcher as they carried Elena out. "The best doctors are waiting," she said quietly. "And the best lawyers, they'll never breathe free air again." The trial came swiftly. Isabella made sure of it. The courtroom was packed with reporters, citizens, and people demanding justice. The evidence was devastating. Vanessa's video showed everything, every strike of the whip, every scream, every cruel laugh. 100 lashes. The number echoed through the courtroom like a curse. Medical experts testified about Elena's injuries: severe trauma, fractured ribs, psychological damage. The bracelet data proved she'd triggered the emergency alert and tracked her elevated heart rate throughout the attack, reaching levels that nearly caused fetal distress. Elena took the stand. She looked directly at Marcus and Vanessa, her voice steady despite tears. "They didn't just try to hurt me. They tried to erase me and my child, but we're still here, and I want justice." The courtroom fell silent. Even the judge leaned forward, captivated by her strength. The jury deliberated for 90 minutes. Their verdict, guilty on all counts. Marcus received 50 years without parole. Vanessa got 35 as an accomplice. As officers led them away in chains, neither dared look back. Elena watched them go, her mother's hand on her shoulder. Outside the courthouse, Elena stood in the afternoon sunlight. The warmth touched her face, gentle, real, promising. She placed her hand on her belly, feeling the baby move beneath her palm. "It's really over," she whispered. Isabella nodded. "It's over. You survived. You won." Elena looked at her mother, then out at the city stretching before them. Life waited ahead, complicated, uncertain, but hers to live freely. She was finally free. If this story moved you, please tell us in the comments. Have you or someone you love found the strength to escape darkness and seek justice? Your story matters. Sharing it might give someone else the courage they need. Like and subscribe for more powerful stories of survival, strength, and justice prevailing. Remember, you are never as alone as you feel in your darkest hour. There are people who will fight for you. There is always hope. There is always a way forward. Thank you for being here with us today. Your voice, your story, your survival, it all matters.